think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know, we knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
You try, you catch him, he want to catch you back. I mean, you know, the fight Bud, he's not, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo Alvarez has reacted to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather's fight offer by warning that Crawford would finish Mayweather if the two ever faced each other. Praising Crawford's abilities, Canelo said that Crawford is the better fighter at this stage and deserves full credit for his remarkable achievements. He called Terence amazing, highlighting his exceptional skill, timing, and dominance across.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know, we knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Joe Rogan expressed his amazement at Terence Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez, calling it one of the most remarkable moments in boxing history. He emphasized that Crawford, at 37 years old, moved up 2 entire weight classes to face and defeat a fighter of Canelo's caliber, something almost unheard of in the sport. Rogan noted that no one at this stage of their career has managed to accomplish such a feat, making Crawford's triumph truly historic. To him, it wasn't just a win, but a defining moment that showcased Crawford's greatness and cemented his legacy as one of boxing.
What I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo. Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Paulie Malignaggi weighed in on the ongoing debate over whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford is the greater fighter, noting that such discussions will never truly reach a conclusion since each represents a different era with distinct challenges. He acknowledged that comparing the two is fascinating for fans and analysts alike but ultimately endless, as both men have strong cases for greatness. Malignaggi praised Mayweather for his flawless record and legendary career while also giving full credit.
And you're watching, wow, towards the end, towards the final rounds, really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
you know, one of those rare, like that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest,
greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something
special.
And
something
another
really
30,
special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. You know, I could barely go bowling.
Timothy Bradley offered a bold take, suggesting that Terence Crawford has all the tools needed to defeat Floyd Mayweather. He explained that Crawford's unique combination of intelligence, adaptability, power, and technical precision could effectively counter Mayweather's renowned defensive style. Bradley emphasized that Crawford's ability to make mid-fight adjustments and his razor-sharp timing would make him a nightmare for Mayweather, even at his peak. His remarks reflected deep admiration for Crawford's skills and a firm belief that the Omaha native belongs among the greatest boxers of all time. To Bradley, Crawford isn't just a great fighter, he has
tough 154 pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54, you know. Remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez. He's still done some damage at 54, and I thought
he won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I disagree. I don't know. I can't say. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did, you know. People talk about repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even smell, may never smell a belt in their life, and he was defending. He was fighting them. So, you know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, oh, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Some voices in the boxing world believe that for Terence Crawford to truly surpass Floyd Mayweather's legacy, he must take on a monumental challenge against Dimitri Bivol. Known for his size, skill, and dominance at light heavyweight, Bivol represents the kind of opponent who could elevate Crawford's legacy to unprecedented heights. Critics argue that a victory over Bivol would firmly establish Crawford as greater than Mayweather, proving his ability to defeat a prime, larger, and technically exceptional fighter. Such a triumph, they claim, would silence any remaining doubts and solidify Crawford's.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? Man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Reports are circulating that Terence Crawford is aiming to make history by becoming a 6-division world champion, a rare milestone achieved by only a select few in boxing history. Already celebrated for dominating multiple weight classes and defeating elite opponents, Crawford's determination to climb even higher highlights his relentless drive to challenge himself at every level. The prospect of him moving up to middleweight has ignited excitement throughout the boxing world, as it would mean stepping into the 160-pound division to face naturally bigger and stronger fighters in pursuit of yet another.
See Bivol, Bud, next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. He beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TB Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Janibek Alimkanieli has stepped forward with a direct challenge to Terence Crawford, daring him to move up and face him at middleweight without fear. The undefeated champion, whose reputation continues to rise, views this as a career-defining opportunity to test himself against one of the greatest boxers of this era. For Crawford, accepting such a challenge would not only be another step in his pursuit of legacy but also a chance to prove his dominance in yet another weight class. Whether the matchup becomes a reality.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford will become a 6th division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160-pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top 3 glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
An analyst reflected on the story of Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last man to defeat Terence Crawford during his amateur days, noting how much Crawford has evolved since then. He explained that overcoming Crawford now would demand extraordinary preparation and skill, much like what opponents needed when facing Floyd Mayweather in his prime. The analyst emphasized that Crawford has become one of the most complete and dangerous fighters in boxing, blending defensive sharpness with pinpoint offensive precision. Just as Mayweather's style once frustrated opponents for years, Crawford now carries that same aura.
He faced at welterweight and became undisputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160. That Marvin Hagler, made famous, many Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns, that's a glamour division. And obviously, the division that carries the sport of boxing, and it's on top, is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I would say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janibek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, shared his perspective on the victory over Canelo Alvarez, describing the fight as easy for Crawford and crediting their meticulous preparation for every possible scenario. He also addressed the ongoing criticism surrounding Crawford's career decisions, noting that fans and analysts are always quick to name the opponents they believe Crawford should face. When those fights don't happen, accusations of ducking inevitably follow. Bomac dismissed such claims, asserting that Crawford is simply following his own path rather than trying to satisfy public expectations.
Terence Crawford, what did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. He cut his height down and I stayed in his chest, and you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out of. I thought, you know, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, with Bud, I thought, you know, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah. And you know, Gamboa, you know, showed parts of that. You know, and Bud, all his fights, Bud fights. Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he wanna catch you back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Tony Jeffries added to the debate by highlighting the unique qualities that made Floyd Mayweather virtually untouchable during his era. He explained that Mayweather's brilliance extended far beyond his defense. It was his exceptional footwork, impeccable timing, and unmatched ability to outmaneuver opponents that set him apart. Jeffries noted that Floyd's movement was nearly flawless, often leaving even the best fighters frustrated and unable to find openings. He also reminded fans that Mayweather faced and defeated a long list of boxing legends throughout his career, further cementing his greatness. Jeffries' remarks served as a reminder that while Terence Crawford's accomplishment...
Absolutely, but they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking, that just because of the weight he should be okay, because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad is what I'm trying to get at. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night and the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because they hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomac, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of the communication, the coherency of it, the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? Is this your last fight? You know, it's really annoyed me with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomac, gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. You know, he knows a path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route, he went this route. He's ducking the other middleweights. I mean, the other welterweight, so he's ducking the 140-pounder. No, he's not ducking them, he's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way because that's the way I wanted to go.
Janabek Alam-Kanyali has stepped forward with a direct challenge to Terence Crawford, daring him to move up and face him at middleweight without fear. The undefeated champion, whose reputation continues to rise, views this as a career-defining opportunity to test himself against one of the greatest boxers of this era. For Crawford, accepting such a challenge would not only be another step in his pursuit of legacy but also a chance to prove his dominance in yet another weight class. Whether the matchup becomes a reality or not, the very prospect has ignited intense debate among fans and analysts.
But if you study Floyd closely like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring. He will pivot just enough to take away the angle he will reset in the center of the ring, and his movement and his footwork was just perfect. And it was his feet that made him control, put him in the perfect position to defend punches, then that small little sidestep either way to put him into the position to be able to land punches back. And he would also use his front foot to apply pressure with them small little steps, waiting for that moment to land them punches. And if you train boxing, you should be working on the specific footwork things that you need to work on, because you might agree with me, but without good feet, nothing else matters.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching.